Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards, to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead. That's the 4th till the 10th of November 2024. So I trust this video finds you well. I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday the 4th of November here, and the time is 7:35 a.m. I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons for November. Thank you so much. My Pillar of Light members and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. I'm very, very grateful. So welcome. Good morning, Susie. Welcome and welcome everybody. So what I'm going to be doing, if you're new to watching, I'm going to be working with my Oracle cards today. I've got two decks combined. We've got the Animal Kingdom Oracle and the Speed of Light Oracle cards. And I'll be using this combined deck of 110 cards to find the best cards that the majority of us need for this week ahead. I am not pulling a card for each day this week. I'm laying out a spread and I'm going to be breaking the week up into days or groups depending on what I feel as I read the cards. So it's quite intuitive and I trust in the guidance of my cards. How can I trust in my cards? Well, I guess the advantage I have is that I made the things, so I know these cards inside and out. So with that aside, I think practicing and using your cards a lot regularly will help you build a trust in the cards and pull cards for yourself. A lot of people, too many people I meet, say that they can't read for themselves but they can for others. I don't understand it. I think that if we can master our cards with ourselves first, and then we can extend that out to others. I do it the other way around. So I read my cards fairly regularly, and especially when I was learning about the cards. The best way to learn about something is to practice. So, welcome. I recommend that you take on board what feels right, what resonates, and what fits into your life easily, and let the rest go. And let's see what comes up for our week. Monday the 4th till Sunday the 10th of November 2024. So I'm shuffling my cards and asking the cards to show the majority of us, what do we need to know for this week? And I recommend that you take on board what does feel right. Let the rest go. So the best cards are, let's go with these. I'm going to lay them face down here next to me, so just bear with me a second. Okay, let's turn them over. Okay, we have two featured cards. So I'm going to look at these first. We're not going to talk about these yet because these are for later in the week, but I'm going to pull the card for them now. So we've got the Crystal Beach card, which has further instructions here. Hi, Pamela and Renee. It says to split the deck and take the top card. So I just need to get my deck. Okay, split the deck. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to split here. Take the Animal Kingdom Oracle. We've got the monkey. And then at the end of the week, more like over the weekend, we have Seasonal Cycle. So this says to take the third card from the top of the deck. So I'm going to put the top back onto the deck from before and go down to card 3, which is the Speed of Light Oracle, and we have Stepping In. So let's put the deck aside and we're going to start with, what day is it? Let's put my paper, I prefer my paper in more of my line of sight. It might stay there because it's not too windy. So our first card, this is for Monday the 4th, Monday the 4th of November, is card number 14, called the Eagle's Nest. It says preparation, home, waiting, and soon. This talks about changes in the home that are probably loud for some of us on Monday. And this talks about us being in a time of waiting. We might be waiting for something. So we're being encouraged to use our time of waiting to prepare. So how can we prepare? If we're preparing to move house, then the most obvious thing is to pack things, sort things, throw things, clean things, and while we wait for the date to be set or whatever it might be, or the date to arrive. There might be other things that we're preparing for. So how can we make things easier for ourselves when the date comes? By getting things a little bit more organised today, or catching up on some rest or some relaxation time if that's what we need. There is a supportive and nurturing energy coming through with this card, and some of us might find that early this week, especially around the 4th of November, that we need some nurturing and some TLC, and we might find that in our home or in our home setting or our home space. So that's the Eagle's Nest. So I think I'll keep my paper down here. Next card is for Tuesday, the 5th of November, and we have the Lion, card 11 for Tuesday. This says, be balanced with your responsibilities. So let's make sure our responsibilities, we're owning them, and we're doing and fulfilling our responsibilities and our obligations and the things that we're responsible for, that we're not passing our responsibilities on to others or not taking ownership of the things that we are responsible for. There is also a sense with this card of stepping up as leader. So some of us may feel, especially around Tuesday or early this week, that we've got this pull to step up and lead the way for ourselves. So there is this sense of leadership, of stepping forward, of not hesitating, not holding back, and not being a sheep, and not letting other people say lead the way for us. There is this real sense of stepping forward as the leader and leading the way for ourselves moving forward. So what do we need to take responsibility for? What do we need to take the leadership reins of and lead the way for ourselves? We might need to make a decision. There might be a decision that's required, or something we just need to, okay, let's just give this a go and see what happens. So this kind of fourth thing, this forward energy, this forward pulling energy, this sense of responsibility and leadership is strong for early this week as the Lion steps forward to remind us or inspire us to lead the way for ourselves. Okay, we're now looking at Wednesday. Let's go Wednesday, Thursday. We've got Wednesday, Thursday, we have Crystal Beach and the Monkey. So this is a featured card, and it's come up. These have come up together for a reason. We're going to look at them separately first, and then we'll look at their relationship together. So this is for Wednesday, Thursday. We could say midweek. We have card 11, and we just had card 11. So we've got the two 11s here together. And Crystal Beach says decision, vision, pondering, clarity, and decide. So this typically means or suggests that there is a decision that needs to be made. Maybe we've been thinking about it for a while. Maybe it's something that comes forward in the middle of the week that we need to decide upon then and there. It does feel like not something, unless we've been thinking of it for a while, if this lands for us in the middle of the week, it might be something we need to make a decision on in the middle of the week. It might be something we've been sitting with for a few weeks or a few days, but it feels like crunch time in the middle of the week. We need to make our decision. This is part of, I feel, that energy that's coming with the Lion that's really wanting to pull us forward into that role as a leader in our life, and it's most likely connected with this decision. We might find that leadership energy that is pulling us forward first, and then we might find, okay, I've got to make a decision here. So clarity is arriving too with this card, but it might be working out the pros and the cons and working out all angles of this particular situation so we can make the best decision possible. And it comes up with the Monkey. The Monkey is card 13. So already we've had card 13, 14, 11, 11. And the Monkey says to cooperate. So we might find that there are other people involved with this decision we have to make. And it might not be something we can make in a selfish manner. We might need to consider other people's feelings, consider their stance or what the other person wants, so that we can come to a compromise, a consensus in the decision that we're making, or what we determine we need to do next or we need to proceed with. So there's a social element with the monkey too. So there's probably a bit of a socializing, other people involved, definitely. And this sense of going with the flow. I see the monkey swinging from branch to branch and tree to tree. So there is a sense of flowing, and it's flowing in some ways in this sense of leadership, because I feel like the monkey gripping the branches, gripping the limbs of the trees as it flows along and swings from branch to branch and tree to tree. So what do we need to get a grip on? What do we need to get a grip with? What do we need to get a hold on at this time? It could be a reality check as well, but I'd say it's certainly connected with a decision that needs to be made, a decision that we need to make. So quite strong energy. The first card with the eagle's nest, that preparation energy does feel quite proactive, let's say, but there is a nurturing feeling to the sort of to Monday's energy, and then it picks up and we're sort of really pulling ourselves forward. Now, for Friday, we have Friday the 8th of November, we have the Wolf card 21, and she says, your battle companion. This is a support card. This is a support and protective card. And she comes up, and especially on Friday or later in the week, to support us as we move through a bit of a battle zone, a bit of a war zone. There might be something uncomfortable, something that we're dealing with that's has some conflict or some butting heads connected with it. And we might be trying to ride this out or see this through. It could be a health test, a test in health, where we might be going through a bit of a health situation that we're trying to ride through or ride out. So it's sort of like riding through or seeing through a temporary period of conflict, really, or difficulty, we could say. And the wolf comes forward as our companion, so she's by our side and she's helping us navigate through this kind of touchy, sort of walking on eggshells kind of time and territory. Now, a good thing with this card is it's always temporary, so it doesn't have to always be this way. And this might be something around or connected with the decision that we need to make. Maybe there is something we need to decide upon to help put end to the conflict, or end to the turmoil, or end to the destruction, if that's what we sort of feel like we're in the middle of at the moment. If it's something that's kind of happening to us, and we've just got to ride it out, then let's remember and remind ourselves and reassure ourselves that we are supported and protected as we walk through. And we could trust our instincts as we navigate through this sort of diversion of our path into this sort of rough terrain. Things are uncertain down here, and it can feel like we've stepped into a minefield. And we, like treading on eggshells, we just don't know if what we say or what we do is going to make someone or something explode. So there is this sort of tentative sort of feeling here, which is quite different to the energy I felt for the earlier in the week. So by the time we get to Friday, we might feel a little tentative, we might feel a little uncertain, we might be just trying to figure out where to step in our life to be able to go forward or get through this time. So that's especially for Friday, but later in the week. Now for Saturday, the 9th of November, we have the butterfly card. And this card I'm pretty sure came up last week, although I didn't have time to re-watch the video, but it's card 6, and it says heart opening, freedom, passion and action. So this is a return to the heart, and it's a pulling forward from the heart. So the other cards, this sort of leadership energy, this feels very mental, so more like a state of mind. Then we move into the wolf card, and this feels a bit more tentative. But then on Saturday, as we start the weekend, there's this sort of return to the heart. A return to the heart, what do we really feel in this situation? Perhaps there's a compassion that's being stirred up as well, and maybe a pull or a feeling drawn or enticed or inspired from the hearts What is pulling us and inspiring us from our heart into action? There's a dreamy energy here, so there's probably little grounding as we start the weekend. We might be off with the fairies a bit, or off in fantasy land, or just be quite busy and not really have our feet on solid ground. So we might be in a bit of a flurry potentially on Saturday. There is action in this card too, and a deep sense of opening in our life in general, but especially in the heart. So Sunday, that takes us to the seasonal cycle with the commitment card, stepping in. So these have come up for later in the weekend. Could also be over the weekend, but we've got a featured timing card here. So this is seasonal cycle, which is card 54, and it talks about 3 months. So it talks about the seasonal cycle. So we're looking at around the 10th of November. So all of November, all of December, all of January. So we're looking at from around this weekend coming to around the early in February, around the 10th of February is what this card is highlighting. So there's something of significance happening this weekend that is lining us up either for February or for the period that leads up into February, that we might be getting our ducks in a row, figuring things out. We might have a plan. We might be even booking something like a holiday or a trip, or starting a new career or something in February that we're working out now. So this is a 3-month cycle, and it connects with the commitment card. So stepping in, card 16. It says solo commitment, test, allow, and flow. So this is about stepping in, or if you prefer, stepping out and making a commitment now. This tends to be a solo commitment, although other people can be involved. But let's be careful, we're not waiting for other people to be involved. So what do we want to commit to now? It might be connected with this decision that we're making or that we're pondering this week. What do we want to do moving forward? What do we want to do for the next rest of this year and early into 2025? And the commitment we make is could be connected with the decision. Oh, there's an inchman. We don't want you coming over here. Thank you very much. An inchman is a big ant that's an inch long, and they're pretty aggressive. But it's staying over there. So the decision, making a commitment, it's sort of like a mental thing, isn't it? It's like, okay, I'm making this decision now, and that's then going to prompt me to take responsibility and commit to whatever it is that I need to commit to. It actually ties in very nicely with this leadership energy as well, this leadership, this responsibility, taking responsibility for our actions and who we are and our obligations. So especially on the weekend, maybe towards Sunday, a 3-month timing thing, so looking from now to early February, and what commitments do we need to make. This could be literal too. It could be commitment into a new job or a new relationship, or taking a relationship to the next level as well. So it could be quite literal, but it could be something that we're sort of deciding upon. Right, I'm going to commit to this regular exercise plan, or this daily meditation, or whatever it is, a healthier eating plan, that kind of thing. So breaking a habit, that could also be connected there. Okay, so thank you very much. I am going to pull a theme card in just a moment, but before I do want to thank you again for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. And if you'd prefer to connect more privately, then please send us a message through our website. So if you'd like to learn more about the cards I've used today, my Speed of Light Oracle cards and my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, you can work with them separately, or you can combine them like this to make a very fun deck of 110 cards. So if you want to learn more about these cards or the work that I do at Temple of Balance, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. So we've got a couple of events coming up. The next events are Card Reading Club. I think we're doing the theme Doing versus Being. That's on Thursday the 14th of November, I believe. And then we're doing online art class. So the Card Reading Club is online. Online art class is our first in a new series, Birthing 2025. And we're focusing on surrendering for this month. So that's on Friday the 15th of November. And then if you're in Tasmania, Corey and I are opening a gallery and shop, art hub in our town here in Campbelltown. And we're having our grand opening weekend on Saturday the 23rd and the 24th of November from 9 till 5 if you want to stop in and have a look and see what's going on. And if you want to meet me or reconnect if we've already met. I don't know. So that's happening. And also in February, our Temple of Balance's 20th birthday, we are hosting a Release and Rebirth Intensive Healing workshop on the 21st to the 23rd of February 2025. So I guess that's a bit of a February connection for me. So anyway, you can learn more about all of those on my website, templeofbalance.com.au. All right, let's grab the theme card. The theme card will help bring this whole week together and help us see the bigger picture for this week ahead. So the best card for the theme for the 4th till the 10th of November 2024 is this Speed of Light Oracle card. Yeah, I love this card. We haven't seen it for a little while. And it is called Expanded Love, card 24. And it says productivity, teamwork, and holding space. This is a beautiful theme card to have, actually, for this week, because it shows a sense of cooperation, collaboration, working together with other people. So there is a teamwork feeling. There's a productive feeling. Now, productive doesn't mean that we all go every second of the day. Being productive can also include rest time. It does for me. So to help me be able to be as productive as I can be, like action-wise, doing things, I need to also have a productive rest time. So my day usually consists of, well, sleeping. I do actually sleep, believe it or not. Sleep of a night, and then I usually have, if I can, depending on the day, a surge of productivity for 4 or 5 or 6 hours. Then I usually have an hour or two where I have my lunch and I rest and I take a nap and I might watch something, and then I get back into my next phase of productivity. That I'm lucky I can do that because I work for myself. I don't have a 9-to-5 job, so I know we don't all have that luxury, but we can find a way to be productive, which includes our time of rest, our time of sleep, our time of recouping, so that we can continue to have the energy that we need to be productive and create a life of purpose and create a life of meaning. We don't create a life of purpose and meaning by sitting back and just twiddling our thumbs and waiting back. So I find for me and my personality, being productive is something that helps give me purpose. It gives me drive. It gives me goals. It gives me incentive to live and create and make the most of my life. So there is this element too in this card. There is certainly the working together with others. This is not something we're doing on our own. So cooperation, involving others, perhaps delegating chores or tasks if that's appropriate and required, and just going with the flow so that we can reduce our stress levels, stay on top of things, flow with things, and not be too stressed out, hopefully. And this illustration, so when I drew this, I saw this as the planet Earth, and there's two people together, coming together, so working together, being together, and then their energy spreading out around the Earth. So this is coming together for a common goal, a common purpose, a common reason, a common interest, perhaps, that brings us together. So what's bringing you together with others this week? If you're feeling the opposite, if you're feeling isolated and alone and there's no one in your corner and there's no one on your side, it might be worth really looking at releasing perhaps your own insecurities. It might be worth looking at how you can step out and meet some people, to maybe join a community group or step out, that maybe you're isolating yourself more than you realise. There are people out there also looking for other people to share with. Doesn't even have to be in a relationship or a partnership. It could just be a friendly interaction, a friendly connection with other people. So you don't have to be alone. So just make sure you're not making yourself more alone by isolating yourself. If you want to meet people, we need to get out and meet people. We're not going to meet people being isolated on our own. So coming together, very favourable this week, being productive and being a team, which is great news because it makes everything flow much easier when we're working together with others and we're working together with ourselves. So thanks so much for connecting. Have a fantastic week, and I look forward to connecting with you again. I guess it will be the 11th of November. So I'll connect with you then. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. I recommend you come back and watch this video throughout the week to get your bearings and see how things are fitting and flowing for you. Take care, and bye for now.